You know, if you're just now coming into concealed carry, I can imagine this being a pretty stressful situation as there are so many concealed carry guns on the market, and that's what we're going to talk about today. It's 5 carry guns that make absolutely no sense to buy in 2022 and in 2023. This is part 3 to this series, and I'm not only going to give you 5 guns that make no sense, but I'm going to give you 5 additional guns that you may want to consider in place of the 5 that I don't think make any sense. We're going to talk about a lot here in this video, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. All right, just a reminder, today is the last opportunity for your chance to win the Copperhead. To get entered, you simply click the link in the description of this video, grab yourself a limited edition coffee mug, and that's it. The window is closing fast though, so at 11:59 p.m. Pacific Standard Time tonight, it ends. This is an awesome opportunity, and not only do you support myself directly, but you also support the veteran partner that we've teamed up with to make this happen. So again, click the link in the description of this video, grab yourself a mug, and get your entries in before tonight. And the first one we're going to talk about is revolvers. Now, some of you may be typing away already, but I would say hold that thought. This is not designed as a concealed carry revolver. This has a specific purpose, not really intended for deep concealment. And revolvers do have a place. I just did a video not too long ago highlighting the importance of revolvers and at least having one or a couple in your collection. But for concealed carry in today's age, they are super limited. Depending on the caliber, you're talking about, what, 5, 6, maybe 7 shots. You're talking about a gun that is typically gonna be pretty hard to shoot compared to a lot of semi-autos out there. Now, I'm not gonna say they're harder for everybody to shoot. I mean, we've all seen Jerry Michalak do his thing with them, but what I am saying is that in today's carry world, why would I carry a 6-shot revolver when I could carry a 10-round Shield Plus Performance Center? And then with an extended magazine like this one has on here, it comes standard with the Shield Plus, now I'm up to 13 rounds. So I have doubled the size of this revolver, and again, this is a really bad example, but we can take any of the air weights and, you know, lighter options, 357 Magnum, whatever you want to put in this one's place, because this is not for carry. The idea is the same. Revolver, cylinder, 5, 6, 7 shots, whatever it is, double action, single action, double action only. To me, it's just not practical to buy this for concealed carry in today's market when you have so many guns like the Shield Plus that shoot better and have more rounds, more capabilities than something like this. Again, revolvers have a place. They do have a place in carry, not concealed carry, not deep concealed carry in my opinion, but if you want something in bear country, this is something I would definitely want on my hip because, man, these things can handle big, heavy hitting rounds in various calibers and way more so than anything that a semi-auto can really handle. So yes, I do love revolvers. I respect them. I think everybody needs 1 or 2, whatever. But for concealed carry in today's market, doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Next one we're going to talk about, the P365 SAS. Now, if you don't know anything about this gun, when it first came out, you know, there is a lack of traditional sights. So it has sights that kind of sit on the inside of the slide. It's really a unique type of system. You can see how light is captured up here, and basically you have a ring in the back. You put the dot in the middle of the ring, and that's pretty much it. But man, I hate shooting this gun. It is, to me, it's just not even worth it. You know, they try to make a snag-free gun, which I understand, and if it appeals to some people out there, I get it. Would I ever recommend this to anybody? Not a chance. Not a chance, especially when you have guns like the regular P365. This thing has the best set of pistol sights on any handgun I've ever used, and that goes for the entire P365 lineup, except for this one. You could go with the Spectre Comp. There's an entire lineup of guns here. If you want maximum round capacity, you have the P365 X Macro, all of which have the ability to either add an optic or have traditional iron sights. I will take my chances of maybe those sights snagging if I ever have to draw it out of a holster as opposed to trying to look for that sight picture. I am not a fan at all. I know you could get used to it, but you know what you could also do? You could also practice drawing this gun, this gun, this gun out of a holster the right way, knowing to get your clothing out of the way and do all that kind of stuff and have a much better and cleaner sight picture, and to me, a better shooting gun than this offers you right here. So some of the comments from this next one, I can already see them, but this gun makes no sense to buy. This gun does make sense to buy if you want a Glock, but the 43, not the 43X, the 43 does not make any sense to buy. You're talking about the 43 is a 6-round gun. The 42 is a 6-round gun in .380. There are guns far superior to the 43 and 42 now, and hell, I even think they probably went backwards from the Glock 26, to be quite honest with you. Now again, I don't have a 43 to show you, all I have is the 43X. The 43 is basically shorter than this gun with 6 rounds, and I don't think it has the front slide serrations. That's pretty much it, right? So the 43X is actually updated, right? It's not my favorite carry gun, but it actually has been updated. So if you want a Glock, go with the 43X. Or if you want a Glock with compatible magazines to the full size, go with the 26. But the 42 and the 43 are terrible examples of how Glock pistols shoot. The triggers are worse. Even the 43X does not have a great trigger. Now, like I said, I know what some people are gonna say, oh, well, you can add this extension and you can buy this aftermarket mag. I don't do any of that. I don't trust it. I don't like it. So that's not something I would do. I would sell this gun if this was a 43 with 6 rounds and I wanted the 43X, I would sell the 43. If I didn't have money, right, to buy both or to buy another one in addition to this, I would sell the 43, I would take that money, buy a 43X, and go with the magazines from the manufacturer that put all of the R&D to make sure the magazines work with that gun. I trust OEM mags, simple as that. If you don't, well, that's fine, it's a free country, but I don't trust them and I don't like them, and nor do I use them. So anyways, there's that. The 42 and the 43 make no sense to buy any longer, and they haven't for some time. I'm actually surprised I haven't put them on the list. The 26 has made the list because the 43 is a lighter, slimmer option with just as many rounds. The 26 though is still a fantastic carry gun, even as chunky as it is, a little bit heavier, kind of light on capacity now compared to some of the others. It's still a great option. Does it make any sense to buy anymore? In my opinion, no, but if somebody asks me, hey man, should I go with a Glock 43 or a 26? Every single time I'm gonna tell them a 26. If they say, hey, what about a 43X or a 26? Most likely I'm gonna say a 43X for concealed carry purposes. Next one we're gonna talk about, Smith & Wesson Shield EZ. This gun had an incredible run. It is very, very unique, but it serves an important purpose that I now obviously realize, and I've realized for some time, and people that have weaker dexterity in their hands but still want something for personal protection, you can use this gun for that purpose, man. Super easy to rack. It's obviously a very safe gun. They offer the standard edition and then of course the little bit more tricked out performance center like you see in front of you, but the point is the same. Easy to load, easy to rack, easy to shoot. And so that's important for a lot of people. If you have weak dexterity, if you have carpal tunnel, if you have arthritis, whatever the case may be, and you struggle working the slide on a semi-auto, this gun is for you. But no longer is that the case since the Equalizer took its place. Now this gun is updated. I recently reviewed it. If you want to know more about it, check out that review. But essentially what it is now is it still has the easy to rack slide, but it uses the Shield Plus magazine. So now you have mag compatibility with the Shield Plus, which is 10, 13, or 15 rounds in your magazine. So they have increased the capacity by at least 2 and offered you compatibility that they never had before, or capacity like you never had before. fantastic option. Obviously, it does come with the option to put a red dot on it, which is great as well. Low light, if your eyes are bad, whatever the case is. If you want to teach somebody on this, another great option. Sometimes it's easier for people to pick up that dot, put the dot where you want on the target, as opposed to lining up iron sights. If that's the case, go for it. If that helps somebody shoot and get into it and want to protect themselves, I'm all for it. And seriously, seriously, no kidding, one of the best shooting micro 9 concealed carry guns I've ever put in my hands, if not the best, aside from the Shield Plus. The Shield Plus and this gun are so close, it boggles my mind when I shot them side by side. And yes, I do have a full comparison coming up between those two guns. Don't want to give too much away, but this thing shoots incredibly well, surprisingly well. I like that 15 round mag, by the way, y'all. Hitting just to the left of that 4 target. Man, that thing is a pain. Penis target. There we go. Screw that 4 target, I'm good. Both these guns have surprised me. This one over the course of a few years, and this one when it came out, I literally rolled my eyes when I saw the announcement for this gun. Then I got it in my hands, then I took it to the range, and once again, I'm a believer. They updated this gun. This is now the Equalizer, no longer called the Shield EZ, but it still retains a lot of the Shield EZ features that made this gun so good, but now this one makes no sense to buy. This is the way to go. And the last gun we're going to talk about today, the PPK. Now, the updated ones are the PPK-S, so you can get them in stainless, you can get them in black, you can get stainless with walnut grips, whatever. This one is actually a wartime World War II gun. It was a police-issued gun, and the new ones are chambered in 380, which is a better option than the original chambering for this gun, which is 32 ACP. So they've increased the capacity. They're now 7 rounds, but they're still expensive. And for what you get, they make no sense to buy any longer, unless you just want a James Bond carry gun. In that case, well, more power to you, dude, because I'm not going to hate on you for that. And a lot of people do say in these videos, like, hey man, I can get this gun you said and it makes no sense to buy for a really cheap price. Why wouldn't I buy it? And you're absolutely right in that case, but that's not really the point of the video. So if you find one of these and you have no carry gun or whatever, and you find one of these that I say makes no sense to buy, as long as it is a reliable gun, then go for it. You know, I'm not telling anybody, hey man, don't have a gun at all and just wait and wait and wait until you can afford this gun. I'm just saying, putting money aside for a minute, they make no sense to buy because of increased capacity, better shooters, better features, whatever, that make the old one not as good of an option any longer. I hope that makes sense. I hope that kind of said that right, but like I said, don't get me wrong, man. If you get a screaming deal on one, or your state doesn't allow one but allows the other, well, then there's only so many people I can cater these videos to. I can't cater to everyone, okay? So I understand what people are saying there, but just keep in mind that when it comes to other guns on the market, the PPK-S makes no sense to buy. Why would I buy that with 7 rounds even of 380? If I want a hammer-fired gun, I could go with the CSX. 12 rounds in the magazine, 1911 style, safety, all that kind of stuff, updated. This is a much better option if you want a hammer-fired gun. I'm not a huge fan of this gun, but if you want a hammer-fired gun and that's something you're stuck on, this is a much better option. You can change the palm swells, make it fit your hand a little bit better. All the way around, this is a much better option than the PPK-S. That is 5 Gary guns that make no sense to buy, part 3. I would love to hear any suggestions for future videos if you want to leave those down in the comments. What Gary guns don't make any sense for you to buy any longer? Love to hear your opinions and everything down below. Big thanks to you guys. If you want to support what I do, you can do that on Patreon for as little as $1 a month. $1 a month from a lot of people makes a huge difference. Big thanks to you guys. See you in the next one. And as always, hold them down.